Hey, this is B, JDS 4696. Today I'm giving a film review for Mad Max Fury Road. And this is a reboot of the Mad Max franchise. Because you know the original three consisted of Mad Max, then you had the Road Warrior. Now, actually, the Road Warrior was really called Mad Max 2, like in Australia, I think, and like other countries, because you know it was like it was Australian made, basically, as you know, Mel Gibson is Australian himself too, if I'm not mistaken. But the third one was called Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome. So it was like three films, but the second one is known as Mad Max 2. Like in like other countries or whatever, they still do call it Mad Max 2. But here, like in the United States, it's known as the Road Warrior. But this new film, which is the fourth film in the series, is known as Mad Max Fury Road. And it is again directed by George Miller, who directed the first three Mad Max films. Only this time you don't have Mel Gibson in the role of Max. You have Tom Hardy. He's in the role of Max, and I forget what his last name is. I don't want to. I won't go stress it too much. I think it's like Max. I forget the name of it, but Tom Hardy is in the role of Max now at this point. The hero known as Max is Rockstanzi, I think that's how you pronounce it. And Mel Gibson originally played this role in the first three films, which are well known, you know, for being like classic, like sci-fi action type films. So they kind of are the films that really kick-started like the post-apocalyptic like world, you know, like feeling like of like an abandoned future, like wastelands and stuff like that. They kind of are the films that kick-started that universe. But yeah, this film is just basically it's set like in a future like desert wasteland, where like gasoline and water are like scarce and the people are in need of like water and gasoline. That's kind of how it starts out. Like this chick known as Furiosa, I think it's Furiosa, and she's played by Charlize Theron. She's actually like in pursuit of gas for her boss, the cult leader known as I think Immortan Joe. I think that's his name, because the guy that played the original villain, supposedly on the first Mad Max, returns to play this villain in this one, but it's not the same. I don't think it's the same like antagonist from the first Mad Max, but he does return to play this villain, you know. So it opens with her in pursuit of gas, and then she kind of like switches out on her leader, and at the same time Max kind of gets involved in it, you know, and he already has like a history that I don't want to spoil, like with his family being killed by like, you know, like the wasteland, like baddies, basically, you know. I think they were like run over, and you get to see like flashback sequences of his kind of past, you know, but they don't really touch on that too much. The film is basically like a non-stop like roller coaster of like action scenes and stuff. And they're on the go the whole time. It's like it's constantly like going like on the road. I miss moments where they like stop like in the deserts and stuff like that, but it's constantly like on the go with them like in vehicles and like trucks and stuff, and they have like crashes and explosions, and like it truly is phenomenal. I haven't seen like an action movie like this in a while, and I'm serious. Like the action scenes, like the way they filmed them, I guess it was like George Miller, because he directed it. It was just truly outstanding. Like the action scenes, I mean, it just had your pulse racing. I mean, it was truly exciting, like the action sequences. But then the film kind of, when it gets to the point where they try to like build up like story and all that kind of stuff, then it kind of like drifts apart. You know, it's like, you know, at times it's kind of hard to follow it. I mean, you know that they were originally after gas, and then they tried to escape, and then she turned on her leader and stuff like that, like Furiosa. And then Max tries to help, because he was a prisoner at one point anyway. And they don't really explain how he became a prisoner with them either, if I'm not mistaken. It just opens with Max being like a prisoner of the bad leader, the antagonist known as Joe. But if you're just looking for like I would recommend, especially for like action or like any kind of like, I mean, it's not nothing like technical, like high tech science fiction, but it's still. This world is very well known in the science fiction like genre, you know, that post-apocalyptic like future where the world has been like destroyed and abandoned and stuff like that. So if you like into that kind of stuff, and the Mad Max films are like mainly the Road Warrior, which was the second film, are the ones that kind of kick-started that genre, and like a lot of films have done it ever since, like that post-apocalyptic like feeling in the film, you know. But yeah, I would recommend this definitely for like action fans, you know, or anything like that. I would highly recommend it. You know, it truly has some amazing action sequences. I haven't seen action scenes like this in a film in a long time. I'm serious. And even the trailer for it, especially like the second trailer they had for it, it was like truly exciting. You know, I haven't seen like an action trailer like that in a while. But if you're looking for like a straight up just like hardboiled like action film, like with explosions and fighting and gunfights and all that kind of stuff, it truly is like awesome. It's a wonder. I'm saying I really would be looking forward to like another Mad Max film. 'Cause I heard that Tom Hardy signed on for other films in the franchise, so I will be looking forward to another one. And I hope George Miller will return as a director again if this happens, because it has been so long since the third and last one, you know, which starred Mel Gibson as Mad Max, you know, with Max Bostansky. And I think that one was released, I think, in 1985, Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome. That was actually released in 1985, so it has been like, it's actually has been like 30 years since the last Mad Max film, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, I would recommend this definitely for like especially like a Mad Max fan. I know you would miss Mel Gibson, you know, he's no longer playing the role. But if you're like just a straight up action fan, I would recommend it. The film truly has some remarkable action sequences. And this is my review for Mad Max Fury Road, and I would recommend it mainly for like action, like hardcore or the science fiction genre, or like Mad Max fans, you know, anything like that. I would recommend the film. Alright.